Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to YAHAWAH, Bahashim, HaMashiach, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to Mari Akim and Akwaf out there who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. And today's topic is going to be entitled family. Basically, or it's like not family, but who your family is, okay? So, now, the two main reasons why I want to do this is because one, a lot of Israelites, or from what I've heard, there are a lot of Israelites who are, the only one in their immediate family that are in this truth. So they could be like, it could be a son that's in this truth, and then his brothers and sisters aren't in this truth, or his parents, their parents are not in this truth, or sisters or whatever. As well as I also heard a few wives are in this truth, but their husband is not in this truth, as vice versa, husbands and whatnot. So that's the first reason, and the second reason is you have to understand at the end of the day what constitutes a family, as in the people that are the closest blood related to you, or the people that are, that have the same goals, and aim towards the same end goal. Which is the kingdom of heaven, basically. The ones that think alike as you. All right, and not that yet. Amos chapter precept to that is Amos chapter 3 verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Meaning like a family. How I brought out a brother son could be in this truth, but the rest of his family is not in this truth. So that's how they are. They can't truly walk together. Maybe they're just with them because this is how we have to live. Because we're in captivity, so obviously we're gonna have a harder time living. All right, so with that's the struggle, but overall it's gonna be a very much so a challenge to walk together, which is why when we come into this truth and we're able to find other brothers and sisters in our immediate areas, that's our family, because precept to that is Matthew chapter 12 verse 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciple, and said, behold, my brother, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, and sister and mother. Okay, so that's very powerful, because he knows that they agree, in the sense that as it says in Amos chapter 3 and verse 3, can two walk together except they be agreed. We all have a common ground. We all have that same understanding. We all have that same goal. That's how they're able to walk together, and that's why he called his disciples his brothers, his sister, his mother. Okay, because that's his family. That was basically his way of saying, this is my family. As they were saying, your family wants to talk to you, but no, he was trying to make mention that this is my family. Okay, as they have I guess maybe it's not entirely a stronger bond, but we have a stronger tie in terms of the most high. Okay, spiritually the tie is there, perfect. carnally, yes, they have that carnal tie that's closer, but spiritually our tie is tighter. All right, that's where it is. Now, another thing is you have to understand, like, a lot of times Jake, they also exact the same, a similar practice, which comes from that whole the whole gang stuff, like how this is the gang is your family or whatever and whatnot. So that's another thing. You have to understand, like, you can have you could have your mother, your blood mother, your blood brother, your aunt, whatever, any family member that you know, okay? As it is very relatable for us to know, not even just immediate family, but not distant family, but family in general. So how are we close to family, yet sometimes your family could be, that family member or said family member could be just a gigantic piece of shit. Okay, like that's where, like, you're like thinking, like, how could they do something so mean to me, or how could they do something that I would never even dream of doing, like that type of stuff. Okay, so that again, that goes into being able to look, not slacking, not look, but walk together, except they agree with each other. Like it's a very powerful thing that Yahawashi said. All right, now another thing I want to go into is 2/3. Okay, so another thing to understand, to recognize, is with those family member, because where is it actually? Yes, in here, Luke chapter 12 verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. Meaning, family, quote unquote, families are not really going to get along. That's how. That's one of the results of how, a son could be in this truth, or a daughter could be in this truth, but their parents are not in this truth. That's the division that Yahawashi brought into this world. Well, the Most High Yahweh brought Bahashem Yahawashi, which is in the name of Yahawashi. All right. So through Yahawashi, the Most High brought division in so-called families, which again, they're not really your family at the end of it, in a spiritual sense. In a spiritual sense, your true family is the Heavenly Father, and then your brothers and sisters in this truth. All right. Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Most High is my power. So now I have to understand that 2/3 are going to be cut off and die, and the 1/3 is going to be left there, and the 1/3 is going to be preserved. Okay, so that is the whole. That's where the whole the Israelites. Okay, so if you are an Israelite, then highly likely, unless you have like step siblings or you're adopted or whatever, your brother and sisters and your parents, most times I believe, are going to be are both going to be Israelites. So with that, okay, it's not always going to be a guarantee that just because they're an Israelite, it's not a guarantee that they're going to be, in this truth as you are. Okay. So with that in mind, you have to understand that it sometimes Slakia. Sometimes they're not everyone's gonna make it. That's the perfect way to say it. So, I guess the best way to say it, which I kind of don't want to say it, but 1 out of every 3 Israelites are going to make it. Okay, so technically this is not how math works, but say you're a family of 3, you're a husband, you have a wife, and you have a son. Okay, the probability is only 1 out of those 3 is going to be in the truth, but that is not exactly how math. Well, it is how math works, but that's not precisely how math works. That's just probability. Okay, there can be times when your whole family is in this truth, which not mine 100%, but a lot of my immediate family, which is basically my two of my siblings are in this truth, and 2 of my siblings are not in this truth, and 1 of my parents are in this truth, and 1 of my parents is not in this truth. So like that's, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, exactly. The math doesn't add up. That's let me. So 4 out of 5, 7. So 4 out of 7. That's not 1/3. That's not 1 out of 3. That's more than 50%, as a matter of fact, almost close to 2/3. But yeah, that they are not. That's so basically that's not how math works. But I guess a better sample size would be randomly taking 3 Israelites. Okay, so you have a 1 out of 3 chance of getting a brother in this truth or a sister in this truth. All right, that's more of a better aim towards it. But yeah, that I this is the second time I'm making this video, and I had a point I wanted to say I brought up with this, and I forgot what I said. That's why it's very important to write stuff down. But where is it?
All I had. See.
What was I talking about though? Slovakia, but anyway, if I remember it, I'll go back to it. But for now, in terms of proving, the 2/3 thing, basically with the 2/3, over here, Isaiah chapter 22 verse 14, and it was revealed in mine ears by the Most High, by the Lord of hosts, surely this iniquity shall not be purged from you till ye die, saith the Most High Yahawah of hosts, the Most High power of hosts. Slakia. So iniquity is not going to be purged until you die, which is why Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8 says 2/3 Slakia, 2/3 therein shall be cut off and die, because the iniquity of the 2/3 have to be purged, and then they'll be brought back, as the children of the 1/3. Okay, Isaiah chapter 45 verse 24. Surely shall one say, in the Most High have I righteousness and strength, even to him shall men come, and all that are incensed against him shall be ashamed. In the Most High shall all the seed of Israel shall be justified and shall glory. Meaning, after they die, the even though they were the 2/3 and they died, and the iniquity was purged from them, when they return in the kingdom, as it says in verse 25, all the seed of Israel shall be justified. Okay, meaning that yes, the 2/3 are going to die, but all of the seed of Israel are going to be justified, meaning that there's not going to be any blame in them, so to speak. There's not going to be any blame in Israel, but at the same time, they still have to die. They still have to pay for their iniquity. All right. Now Isaiah chapter 65 verse 17. For behold, Isaiah chapter 65 verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. Okay, so the new heavens, new earth. Okay, there's gonna be a new heaven, new earth. Okay, the old is not gonna come to mind, meaning that all the iniquity that that Israel has done, it's not gonna be remembered. All right, it's all gonna be done as we read in Isaiah 45:25. The seed of Israel shall be justified, as the 1/3 has sinned as well, but right now we're trying to make up for it and trying to repent from it, so that we're worthy of being delivered during Jacob's trouble, or just during the end times in general. Going back to Isaiah 65 verse 18, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create, for behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. Meaning, Slakia. With the new heaven and the new earth, we're gonna be able to enjoy and rejoice and be glad at the in the heaven that we're gonna be in. All right, we're gonna be taken care of. All right, there's gonna be joy for us. All right. I believe that's it. But I really wanted to go into this. I forgot what I was gonna say in this, but let's look at it and hopefully it comes to me.
Took more faith than I even thought I had.
See, oftentimes people who are religious think their religion is right and everybody else is wrong. There is only one way to God.
Okay, I believe partially I remembered, but basically, yeah. The whole, in a general sense, that's that can also be applied into this, because there Slakia, I'm pretty sure it's very probable that if you are an Israelite watching this video, and if you're so-called Judite, you're so-called Issachar, your family, you most likely came from a family that was a Christian or whatever. Well, I think most Israelites in general have come from a family that's Christian, so they thought, this is how you get into heaven, going to church, letting the pastors rob you. I don't call that paying tithe. That's not paying tithe. so basically letting the pastors rob you, letting the pastors lie to you and let the pastors spew shit out of their mouths when they speak to you, because that is what they're saying. They're not, the things that they say are unscriptural, are not scriptural. Okay? So it's a very incorrect thing.
But Steve's faith is unique because it's really not about that.
There's no one way to heaven.
So, yeah, that also is another point of conflict, because people think that, exactly. People think that there are multiple ways of heaven. People think that, a homosexual can get into heaven. Only God can judge me and all this stuff like that. Let me get into that. I hate when it does that. First Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahawah? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. Is it more? Nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahawah. All right, so the main things, Slakia, effeminate and abusers of themselves with mankind. Like, I mean, do I really? I would prefer not to go into detail, but do I really need to go into detail? No, I'm not going to go into detail, even if I had to. But yeah, effeminate. Obviously, everyone knows how gay people like to act, and then abusers of themselves. Like, please, do not ask me how this is, or what this is referencing to. This is a reference into, again, homosexuals. Don't ask me how exactly. Google it. No, don't Google it yourself. As a matter of fact, don't Google it yourself. If you don't know, keep it that way. Let that be your gift from the Most High. All right. But yeah, this is the type of thing that people will say that, the so-called gay man can get into the kingdom of heaven. And the thing is, the funny thing is that they will point out, where is it? Look. Where is it? Where was it? It's not in Matthew. I know that. I believe it's in possibly Corinthians, yeah. But why does Slovakia? So like this is the type of verse that when you're searching for it, you actually have to know the exact wording, because it's a little hard to find. But the reason why I can't find it immediately is because that's one of the verses that Christians use in order to validate oh, you can't judge me. Okay, yeah, I guess this is it. I was wrong. Salakia. Matthew chapter 7, from the top. Judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. That's the tongue twisters. For what judgment, or with, Salakia. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. Okay? So, basically, this is what they say when they say, "Oh, you can't judge a gay person." Okay, so if I'm not gay, and I say that gay person, you can't be gay. Let's say for the sake of sounding stupid like them, you're going to hell. Okay, you say that to a gay person. Okay, they will say, "Oh, look at this. It says you can't judge it or whatever." But in this exact same verse, in verse 2, it says, "For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged." So, in the same way I'm judging a gay person, okay, I'm gonna be judged. So now, if I say you can't be gay, then someone comes at me and says, "You can't be gay," and I'm not gay, yet I'm telling someone, "Don't be gay." So I'm okay with being judged that way because I'm not gay. So, like, do you see the lack of knowledge, the lack of logic that goes into that they spew out? Like, they don't know the scriptures. They just doing whatever. Like, oh, here's what it says. It says, "Judge not that ye be not judged." So, but you didn't see the next verse. You didn't understand. And I promise you, this actually happened to me. This actually happened to me. I promise you. Okay, they're trying to. It's just really stupid. So, if someone who is not gay says stop being gay to a gay person, okay, they should willingly want to be judged the same way because they're not doing the same thing. If you're doing the same thing, then you're a hypocrite. That's what this verse is for. It's saying don't judge in order to be a hypocrite. Don't judge this if you can't if you are doing the same wrong, then you can't go around saying that someone else is doing something wrong. Okay, that's what it is. And even right now, if you're in this truth, then we're already aiming to try to, not sin in the first place. So if we're trying our best to keep all the law, statutes, and commandments, then what else? What do we have to be judged about? Okay, what are we doing wrong in the eyes of the Most High? Nothing. All right. But Slaki, that kind of went a little off topic. At the end of the day, that's basically what that's how Christians think. That's the whole divide in the mindsets. As you come into this truth and you see, my family is staying Christian. They don't want to come into this truth and whatnot, and not even just your family, but your friends, other people you talk to. Because as you learn more, you're gonna have to go and try to spread this truth the best as you can. Videos, talking to people on the street corners or whatever. It's just a whole big thing. So, at the end of the day, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High YAHAWAH HaMashiach YAHAWASHI. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And with that, I want to say Shalom.